Friends, enemies, assorted potted plants. Whoa gee, whoa golly, there sure are a lot of attacks on trans people recently. So I tell people that I'm in the beige void, and I am, in fact, floating aimlessly and listlessly through the beige void, but the beige void is in Florida. So I am continuously reminded, as I am in the beige void, of the ongoing humiliation and human rights catastrophe that is the governorship of one Ron DeSantis. As of my recording this video, the latest shenaniganery that I have heard of is that either the local Congress had passed or DeSantis had signed a bill that would allow state officers from Florida to abduct children, trans children, from across state lines if those children were being given or suspected of being given trans-affirming treatment. That's terrifying. That's terrifying, and I'm not sure that it's going to hold up to legal scrutiny, but as I've spoken about in the past, being able to be held up to legal scrutiny, more often than not, is not the point. Laws like that are a rallying cry. They are saying, yeah, now you can discriminate against these people. I think it was it Missouri? I want to say it was Missouri passed a law recently just saying, hey, we made it legal to discriminate against LGBTQ people, not just trans people, all LGBTQ people. Anyone who's not straight, your head's on the block. That's scary. That's terrifying. That doesn't seem like it would pass legal muster, but that's not the point. There are a bunch of states now trying to codify explicit and broad discrimination against trans people. And that's scary. And that's awful. And whether or not it passes muster, it's going to remain scary and awful. I don't want to talk about that. Not because it doesn't need to be talked about, and not because there are other people talking about it at great length. I want to talk about the other side of the coin. All these attacks, acknowledging that they are attacks, are useless if you are not trying to support the people who are being attacked. I want to talk about how to support trans people. Or at least, how a straight cisgender dude like me can support trans people. Because my audience analytics say that most of my viewers are straight cisgender dudes. Specifically that the FBI follows my channel quite a bit. I don't know what to make of that. Anyway, so just the biggest thing is being publicly and vocally supportive of trans people. And, that might not seem like a lot on the face of it, but, I want to stress again, these laws, the purpose of these laws is not to pass muster. They should not pass muster, and a lot of them are not going to pass muster. They're going to be taken to higher courts, and the higher courts are going to be saying, no, get that shit out of here. We still have a constitution. But the effect of those laws is that the bigots and the people who want to discriminate feel empowered to do so. And that is the primary thing that needs to be pushed back against. So, just being open in your support of people who are being discriminated against can mean a lot. Because, you don't know who's watching, right? Watching is the wrong word. You don't know who's there in the store with you at any given moment, who's waiting in line with you. You don't know who else is there in, the office or at the place where you work. being visibly supportive, being openly supportive of people who you're not one of those people, but you want to be supportive of these people because you don't like bullies, that can mean a lot to those people. Especially because these people are being made to be afraid. Because there are people telling them that they need to be afraid. Both allies and enemies are telling them that they need to be afraid. And, like, I don't want. I don't feel. Not me. The trans people who I know have said that they do not want to live in fear. They don't have a desire to live in fear. So, if you want to support trans people, then you have a moral obligation to support trans people as loudly and vocally as it is possible to. Because that's how they stop living in fear. They know that there are people supporting them. There are rackets going around, like, whenever there's any sort of discrimination like this happening, there are going to be people who say, yeah, you can pay us to get you to a safe place. Watch out for that. Like, it's going to be down to people like us to watch out for that, because I don't know how to put this delicately, but trans people and the people who care about them are not going to be in a right state of mind. There was a case recently, a trans woman named Eden, who was abducted by Saudi nationals, or people affiliated with the Saudi nationals. I was just reading about that today. It's a horrible story, but, like, she was so desperate to get to somewhere safe that it led her to the most dangerous place she could go to. We have a responsibility, the allies of the people who are under attack, the allies of trans people, we have a responsibility to be on the fucking lookout for that. And to stop it from happening when it happens. There are other phrases for, like, people, stuff like that, for the kinds of people who do stuff like this. Coyotes is a word that's used in the context of immigration. My shitty fucking dad was a coyote for a while. Just be on the lookout for that. What else is there? Like, if you know any trans people, you might not. If you know trans people, or just LGBT people, talk to them. Like, check up on them. Take care of those people, because they need support. That's something that I have trouble doing. That's something I'm going to have to do more often, right? Because I do know some trans people, and that I consider them my friends, and I'm going to have to check up on them. Because their mental state is not going to be the best. Even though they are in Illinois right now, and Illinois is one of the safer places to be. There are double and triple and quadruple check who you're giving money to if you're trying to give money to people. Like, I would say you're better off just giving money to people directly instead of, like, fundraisers and stuff, but, like, fundraisers aren't bad if there's assurances. A lot of the wonky stuff that goes on with fundraisers, it has to do with inexperience, not with outright malice, but it's still, like, not beneficial. Make sure that the people who are doing the fundraising know what they're doing, if you're going to contribute to that. And if you're not going to do that, just give money to people directly. There are dozens, there are hundreds, there are tens of thousands of people who need money for any number of reasons, from needing surgery to needing money to keep their lights on. If you have money to spare, give it to them. Don't give money to me. This video is worthless. Give it to those people. And, I don't know. I think that's everything I have to say. Right? We'll get through this. I think the next video I'm going to make is going to be talking about, like, why I think we're going to get through this. Because there needs to be positivity. But before the positivity, I felt like I needed to point people in the right direction. Like I said before, don't give me money for this video. Please give it to people who are in need. Share this video if you think it's worth sharing, but I don't know. Go out and do something important, and take care of yourself, and take care of your friends, and take care of your community, because they need it now. We need it now. The community. More than ever.